so many.
Oh.
Somké.
Yeah, the one that was following on it.
MMA Underground, we back, we live. It's another Wednesday, and man, I got some friends in the building. I got some OGs from the West Coast in the building to help me do this interview. We got the one, the only Masters Division champ, Wero, in the building.
What's happening? What's happening?
My brother, my teammate, my boy, Cimarron in the building.
Woo!
And then we have coming back onto the show. You saw him recently. This man fought last Saturday, and Dirty Boxing, and he put on a hell of a performance. We have the one, the only, God's Chosen in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
Bro,
man.
you know, if I could just say that shit was fucking impressive, bro. God's Chosen impressed the hell out of me because, like, watching that fight and watching him. I mean, you know, no offense, but watching you get tuned the fuck up for like the first minute of that fight, and then just power through everything and come back and just turn the tide so completely, but so elegantly, bro. It was incredible. It was
Yeah, it was a
incredible.
nice fight. Yeah, it was a nice fight. He did some
Like,
work.
Bro, he easily jumped into my top, 10 to 15 in Street Beefs. Easily. Just that one fight right there.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible. It was very impressive, man. Well done.
And it's funny you said that because looking at it on paper, right? I thought it might have been a mismatch due to the size and the weight. God's Chosen went up against Island Strong. So I'm looking at it before, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, like when you first saw him in the cage, when I first saw him step in the cage, I was like, oh, fuck, man. Because Island Strong, my boy and all. But I was like, he might get his ass beat. And then he was just bobbing and weaving, and he was tagging you with that left hook. I was like, God damn. Like, it was just such a good fight, just start to finish. It's very, very impressive with both of you, man. But you definitely got the fucking dog in you for sure. Like a dog in you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What you was gonna say, Simran?
No, I was just listening. It was a badass fight, man. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I mean, the whole event was fire, man. It had me pumped up.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it was way better than 619's fight. Oh, 619 dropped. Never mind, I forgot.
Well, what happened with that? Because there were several people looking for him.
Nah, he's just a bitch. That's the only thing I can think of. He's just kind of a bitch. But
somebody said his vagina hurt or something like that. I don't know.
It probably did, but I mean, honestly, you can't even say that because we got female fighters who get in there and just throw down. So he's just a bitch. But yeah. So hey, God, sir, let me ask you this: how do you do that? How do you mentally? You're in there, you getting tuned up for, 15, 30, 45 seconds. You're obviously frustrated. Like if you watch the fight, I remember seeing how frustrated you were because you kept getting tagged. And then you what's going through your mind when all that happens? And then what goes through your mind to help you just change the tide the way you did?
Well, when I went in there, I already knew he was gonna grab me and try to elbow me. Yeah, I already knew. So what's it called? I was trying to keep my distance when I first started, but then later on, you know, I had to change. You know, I had to change the way I was fighting. But then I knew I was going to get tired because I only had a week and a couple of days of training. But no matter how many days of training, you know, it could be 1 week exactly. You know, I'll still go in that ring because you know I said I'm going to show up, and when I'm a type of person, you know, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You know, I'm not going to back out of it, especially out of a fight. And this fight, you know, I don't only do it for myself, but you know, like I said, in that fight, you know, I do it for me, my family, and for God, and you know, for God's chosen. But yeah, I just go in there with faith, and I feel like if I didn't have God, you know, I feel like I would have lost that fight. I feel like I wouldn't like kept going the way I did. But I knew I was gonna win, you know. Like I had a post
We didn't.
in my Instagram and stuff like that I had a dream. You know, before this tournament, I had a dream that I had got a belt. So I feel like I'm gonna get that belt. You know, these are some tough opponents, some hard opponents. But like I've been saying, these fights, you know, I only had 2 weeks of training, and the other 2 events. But this last event, I only had 1 week of training and a couple of days. But, you know, for sure, you know, this is a comeback. You know, it's a wake up call, letting me know, you know, I gotta start training more. You know, I gotta start taking this more serious, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Definitely.
I'm gonna try
You
to
need
do.
more than 2 weeks, especially for dirty boxing, bro.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
And so, who's your next opponent?
My next opponent, it was supposed to be BDW. Yeah.
Okay, he dropped 2 though, or he postponed anyway. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I think he was sick or something like that. Which I mean, BDW, he a cool dude, but he hit or miss sometimes too. I don't think maybe you know what? Maybe he didn't make weight. I can't remember what it was. Something happened for this
Were
fight. I can't remember what it was.
were you filling in for someone this event? Did somebody drop out this event and you were like a fill-in?
Who, me?
God's chosen.
Yeah.
Nah, what's it called? I was supposed to be fighting Ivan Strong.
Okay, so this had been set up for a while.
Yeah. So you chose not to train to the last 2 weeks.
Nah, what's it
Impressive.
called?
Impressive though. Impressive.
Also, I don't know why, but you know, I feel like God, you know, He just let me enjoy my time with my family. Because you know, lately when I be training, you know, I stay away. I don't know. I just push harder when sometimes when my family's not around. You know, I just have that mindset that like, damn, you know, I'm away from my family. You know, I want to see them and stuff like that. But you know, I gotta stay focused. You know, sometimes there be events, you know, where it's their birthdays or like, you know, the holidays and stuff like that. I want to be with them, but sometimes, you know, I used to go to work and miss those days. I used to go to the gym, miss those days, and there's special days and stuff like that. But I still tell myself there's better days coming, you know. So that's what holds
I
me.
feel you. That's dope. That's dope. Well, man, it was such a great fight. Like I can't say that enough. It was such a cool fight to watch. So yeah. I hope you get some success in your upcoming matches. I think you're gonna be pretty good. You got God on your side. It looks like for real. Just popping in after 2 weeks. Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that second match to get dropped. He had a hell of a banger with Bloody Raps. And what was that? 4 rounds? You guys did 4 rounds of boxing? Yeah, man. So I'm still waiting on that.
Wild.
Obviously the banger with Island Strong.
Where's the fight at? Why ain't it been dropped yet? Are they just sitting on it? What's going on?
I don't know.
I'm not the powers that be.
Let me see what I can do. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I probably can't do anything, but I'll ask.
I think, you know, with new life, you know, people are busy. You know what I mean? Jobs and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
but
we'll see. I'll see what I can do.
I would love to see that fight between BDW and God's Chosen though. That'd be,
bro.
I think that'd be sick.
Good. Yeah. Hey, don't try to tank damage in that one. Like BDW, he does crack. Like work on them, slip those punches and counter. Do not stand around and let him hit you in that one.
Yeah, he can crack.
With BDW, I feel like I would love to stand toe to toe with him. You know, that's why I would love. I
That
would
would
not
be
want.
sick.
Ooh, that would be
I,
nasty.
I love
Yeah.
fighters who can take punches. I love fighters who can punch as well, and
Yeah.
that would be. I'm a type of person when I go in there and fight, I want to put on the show. You know, I don't want to be hugging as much. I don't want to be like dancing around and stuff like that. I want to see,
Mhm.
you know, who's the best fighter. You know, who's the
Yeah.
toughest one in there, and that's what I like to do. You know, I like to test myself. You know, I like to punch and punch and punch. You know, get hit back and forth. I'm like Triple G. You know, I like to get hit hard, but I also like to hit people harder back. Sometimes I sacrifice hits. You know, I'll be like, I'm gonna get hit, but I'm gonna hit him back harder. But yeah, but BDW, I seen his fights and stuff, and you know, it's an honor to fight with someone like that, especially Island Strong too. But DDW, I was really looking forward to fighting. I was really looking forward.
I think you still gonna get the chance. I have a feeling you're gonna get the chance. Like he's
Right.
dog too. Y'all will have an amazing fight together. And to
And
be
that
honest
would
with
be
you,
dirty boxing.
I would rather see them regular boxing so it goes longer. Because I
Right.
mean, there's only so many shots you can take in the face with those 4-ounce gloves.
Yeah,
So
We saw that.
Bob and weave. So
Yeah.
Cimarron, when we seeing you back in the cage again, bro?
Shit. We're looking at August right now.
Okay.
God,
Who
God
you
willing.
got in
God
mind,
willing.
big dog? Who
Huh?
you got in mind? Who you got in mind for the opponent, big dog?
The one and only Wero.
Nah, we might do it. We might do it. We'll see what happens. We got because I was thinking you a heavyweight. I'm obviously a light heavyweight. I'm
Yeah.
totally down to do that. But I think who has the Masters Division belt right now? Daitis does, doesn't he? He just been sitting on that motherfucker, right? Him and TME had a
We
breathing
ain't seen
contest.
that itis, bro.
Well, we don't
What's
have an opponent for him. Like we don't have
what's
an
half
opponent.
of a decade?
Yeah, I'm
What's
just
half of a
saying.
decade?
It's 5 years. I'm just saying you can't count the man out too much because we ain't really have opponents, on his level. We had TME and they had a 5-round breathing match, just who could last the longest inhaling air, which I feel that I've been there myself. But like I think didn't you fight Daitis already?
I did. I would love a rematch though,
I
because
think that's the move for you right there.
I honestly feel like I won that fight, but somebody went his way. But yeah,
Yeah, but you said you was talking about cutting weight. I'm trying to get one last Muay Thai fight before I go. So you
what if I can get that fight with the itis and by then I should be a little lighter,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna continue to cut down, and hopefully we can meet at a catch weight and do some Muay Thai.
Hell yeah, I'm down. Totally down. I want
That'd
one
be
more good
crazy.
Muay Thai fight. Wade and I was thinking about fighting, but we kind of stepped away from that. I don't think we're gonna do it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man,
That'd
that
be
would have been nice,
crazy.
man. I was looking forward to you and Wade, man, in Muay Thai, man.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully you guys can still make it happen. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he might come around again. It was just we scheduled it for August, and it's a ways out, and both of us got a lot of shit going on right now, so we didn't want to commit to it too far out. But I mean, honestly, the person I really want to fight is 619 in August. I just want to, and just in the anniversary event, so I can have all his people watch him take a nap.
All right. That would be badass, yo.
Yes,
I would like to
sir.
see that.
Yeah, hell yeah, me too.
We still
But
waiting. We
yeah,
still
we gonna
waiting.
wait. We gonna wait. He ain't never gonna fight me. He too scared. But
Yeah. And as far as that itis, man, I mean, we haven't seen or heard from dude literally since he got the belt. You know what I mean? So, and that it's been years. Like
Just
no
took that and ran
activity
with it.
online.
bro, it was last August, wasn't it?
No, it was
Was it
not.
last? Was it
No,
not?
we haven't seen
No.
that itis since like 2022, 2021. What are you talking about?
No,
Yes,
it's at 2 years at the most.
yes,
So
yes.
he
I
had a
don't miss
fight after
events,
we fought.
bro. I
Chosen
know
did have a battle.
I know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna believe you, but it don't feel like it's been that long. But I'm gonna believe you because I'm
I'm
old
telling
and
you.
time.
I'm telling
Cimarron
you.
knows. When you get our age,
Cimarron
time
knows, but
moves.
I
Time
took
moves
that loss
differently.
personal too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We come from the same place, so that was a L I wasn't supposed to take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That facts.
You know, But
You know, I
anywho,
know. Yeah, get in there and do it again. Get in there and do it
yeah,
again.
yeah. I mean, I believe it, man. I
Yeah.
believe it. We got to get up, get training next week, man. I'm
Hell yeah.
gonna hit you up.
I'm sorry. I'm starting right after the podcast. I'm right outside the gym.
I
Yeah,
believe it.
I gotta hop off too. I told Somké I got about 15 minutes because I got family in town. Plus, it's getting dark right now. Everybody inside waiting on me. So I'm gonna holler at y'all guys. Chosen, fucking amazing, bro. Oops, sorry, I'll be cussing right at you too. Man of God, I'm here cussing at him. My apologies, sir.
Thank you, Wero.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
amazing job, bro. Like that was one of the most beautiful fights I've ever seen. Like you and
It
Alex Strong,
was.
kudos to both of you.
It
So
was
I'm
good,
gonna
man.
holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good rest of the show. All
Appreciate
All
you,
right,
brother.
bro.
Catch
right,
up
thanks
with
for
you.
having me on, Somké.
Yes,
Later.
sir. All right, and then there was 3.
Yes, sure, man. Hey, I am definitely like now that we're talking about that the itis fight. I would definitely love that, man, because that left a bad taste in my mouth, man. And like I said, I really did feel like I won that, especially when dude by the third round he was trying to end it by the third round because his gas tank was pretty much empty. Um, yeah, man, I would love to run that back for sure.
And I would love to see it, but I'm just being like realistic. I don't think he's coming back.
So if not him, who you think would be a good matchup for me then for my comeback?
Uh,
I don't even know who's in the heavyweight division right now, to be
it's a
honest.
lot of
Especially the
new guys.
Masters.
There's a lot of new guys. As far as the Masters goes,
About
it's
baby
been a
Broly.
while, huh?
Baby Broly.
Baby Broly is a good fight. He's heavyweight. You got a new guy, Tanuki. That'll be an interesting fight. Um, I don't know if he's quite heavyweight. He might be light heavyweight. Let's see. I'm trying to remember this dude's name. He's got dreads.
Anyone in the Masters division that you can think of?
Only one dude, Morgan. But Morgan,
Me and Morgan was
Morgan,
supposed to fight, but it never happened.
he more so fights out the hot box because he's a Arizona fighter.
Mm.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen him at the Smoke Ranch. I'm not sure, but he would be the first person I think of as far as like a Masters division heavyweight guy. But it's been a couple years since he's fought, maybe 2 years.
I mean, it's been some years since I fought too, so
Yeah. There's the 196. The 196. He should be in the Masters division. He fought Wero last year for the belt.
that'll probably be
So
good too.
and he's definitely a heavyweight, even though
Oh yeah,
he
yeah,
fought Wero.
he's a big boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty big. So and then like I said, there's a bunch of new cats. You know what I mean? That's one thing I noticed is like the heavier guys are starting to come in now. So yeah, man. I mean, just a matter of, getting ready, getting prepared and showing up,
Yeah, well, I'm on that, so I'm gonna do my part at least, So
Yeah.
by the time August comes, whoever steps up, it is what it is. I'm done for whoever, whatever, man. I'm just happy, just being back at the smoke ranch, man. The energy, dog, the energy that was there, man. Even though, like I said, it was a small event, the energy it was radiating through my body, man. I was so pumped. Uh, yeah, man. And I'm ready. Honestly, when I went, I wasn't thinking about even like coming back to fight or anything. You know what I mean? But just being there at the moment, I mean, the fights, the knockouts, and man, yo, it was. I felt back at home, bro. You know.
Hey, definitely miss you, man. There's a lot of new cats who don't necessarily know fighters from the first year, the second year, the third year of StreetBeefs West Coast. So it's always good to see like the OGs come back, pop up, show their face, and then you see the new class get to see the old class,
Right.
But also too, like how can you not see those fights and not want to fight? You know what I mean?
You feel me?
So it was definitely good having you back, brother. And shoot, I wanted to get both of you guys' take on the TME versus Scorpio fight, because in my opinion, the prime example of what dirty boxing should be was Guys Chosen versus Island Strong. I mean, you guys made it known like this is what it's supposed to look like, right?
Yeah.
And that's no slight to any other of the other fighters, but it looked like you guys understood the task very well. But that being said, what were you guys' take on the very first dirty boxing match of the day? TME versus Scorpio.
Well, for me, actually, I arrived a little late, so I ended up missing it, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I heard a lot of feedback from the other people that were there, and from at least from what I heard, there was an elbow, I guess, that was thrown by TME. I mean, I saw Scorpio. He had a nasty gash, man. But yeah, that's the thing that I was hearing, that it was just an elbow, that several elbows actually that were being thrown, and that last one, I guess, was the one that caught him and cut him.
Yeah, I don't know how many were thrown. It wasn't that many. And the only one I can only say I only saw one connect. And right now it's being reviewed to see if it was indeed an elbow or if it was a head clash that caused that. But right now it is looking like it's probably a glancing elbow. Because the lead elbow that was thrown, it wasn't like full force impact. It was almost like a glancing blow. So and you could kind of tell once that cut was clean and you could see it, the cut basically defines what happened. You're not gonna have that type of cut off of a headbutt. So, but what did you think of that fight, God's Chosen?
I think Scorpio had that fight. I think he was winning it, and so he was doing really good. I was excited. It was looking really nice until he got split open. So he got split open. I was like, I took a closer look. I was right in front of him. He was very upset that they stopped the fight, but I think they did a good job of stopping the fight, because that hole looked like somebody did surgery on his head. But he was doing really good. He was doing really nice.
Encouraging words from God's Chosen, Scorpio. Yeah, man. It was rough because I was in Scorpio's corner, and Scorpio was throwing some powerful shots, but he kept backing up against that cage. And when you're going up against somebody who's 200, 300 pounds, you know what I mean? That tall, you can't allow yourself to get backed up against the cage. And I think he had just enough leverage to throw that lead elbow, because where are you going to go? You're already pinned to the cage, and it was kind of back and forth, competitive before it was called. Wero actually refereed that fight. I kind of wanted to get his take on it, but we'll do that next time. Yeah, and I believe he made the right call, because I'm over here cornering Scorpio. I didn't even see the gash. I saw Scorpio was bleeding, but like I'm not looking at his head or nothing like that. Like I'm over here trying to give him game, you know what I mean? Game plan. And Wero comes over and he's like, "Oh nah." He's like, "Bro, you're busted open. You're busted open." And Scorpio's like, "Don't do this. Don't do this." Next thing you know, Wero calls it. Scorpio's like, he just, rightfully so though. You know what I mean? Like he felt like he was still in the fight.
Up into that elbow or that cut, who you guys feel like was winning the fight?
Scorpio. But like Scorpio was controlling that fight.
So Scorpio was throwing the more damaging shots. When Scorpio threw, he threw. The problem was TME had perception. TME had you believing more that he was winning because he's not the one backed up on the wall. So TME might be throwing these pitter-patter shots, but Scorpio's standing there, you know, breathing heavy, spitting out his mouthpiece, just leaning on the fence. And I'm like, bro, you got to spin him around or you got to get off the fence. You can't, you know, it doesn't matter if he's not really damaging you. It looks bad.
Yeah.
And you have judges who are judging based off perception, right? So it don't matter what's going on. What matters is perception at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, TME had perception, you know, and Scorpio had, you know, a couple good shots, but you know, ultimately you can't for someone like TME who has a wrestling jiu-jitsu background, who has a grappling background, I'm not gonna get in a grappling wrestling scenario with him. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna back you up to the fence every time, you know, and that's kind of what was happening when they would engage. TME would basically just keep pushing Scorpio back, you know, and you know, that was the fight. But I think Scorpio was gonna make a comeback. That's what I feel. I feel like the next round, Scorpio was making that comeback, but you know, it got called. So, and Wero did the right thing, you know, because I didn't see it, and then when I looked at it, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I can believe that. That thing, you know, talking about perception, because my last two fights that I lost, I believe, you know, that was one of the main things both fighters did. They kind of like, you know, pushed me, you know, against the fence. You know, they're wrapping me against the fence, and, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, and my gas tank wasn't really, you know, that good. My legs went, you know, like they should have been for me to really like get off the fence, you know, sooner than later. But yeah, man, that was I guess the plan that they both implemented that I feel like probably like get on the W.
But you know, like the professionals have been doing it for years, you know, like stealing rounds, doing what they can to win over the judges, you know, knowing that I might be down just a little bit, but if I can sway them in a way, if I do this, you know, if I do that, you know what I mean? We've seen it over the years, you know, and it's no different in this. That's why, you know, we were talking about BDW earlier, right? So one thing, I give you a quick tip. You might have peeped it out already. I don't know. But like when it's the final 10 seconds, every single round, every single fight, final 10 seconds, pink, 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 pink,
Yeah, he
pink, pink,
throws
pink,
down.
pink, 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 pink.
He throws down.
And it's not just him. We use him as an example, but you know, that's a fighter knowing perception, right? Whether he's up or down, it don't even matter. I can gain more momentum in this final 10 seconds, and I know it. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you are just a little bit behind, that's just enough. That's what the crowd, especially if the crowd is judging, that's what the crowd remembers last. What took place last? Unless somebody got knocked down, they're gonna remember what the last couple moments, you know. I had to do that in one of my fights. Oh, 10 seconds? All right. Let me rack up a couple points real quick. You know what I mean? It's a little close, a little neck and neck, you know. But yeah, man, we had some bangers that day though. To say it was a small event, I mean, trying to think of another fight that stood out. What were some fighters or fights that stood out to you guys?
I don't remember his name. That the one kid that came asked you several questions, a couple questions, several times. That fight to me kind of stood out for the simple fact that to me he looked like he had some type of skills, but I feel like he was a little too nervous
Yeah,
to stay composed, and because of that, he ended up getting knocked out.
yeah. I don't remember his name, but I remember exactly who you're talking about. Because, dude, he came up to me like probably 3 times throughout the event, and just asking questions that answer themselves, which let me know like, okay, he's dealing with nerves. He's kind of, because this wasn't really even a legit question. I don't remember what he asked me, but it was something that had nothing to do with anything. And he came up again, and that's when I was like, all right, well, let me give him a few words to kind of, you fighting today? All right, just make sure you're, XYZ, because and to his credit, he came out swinging.
Yeah.
He came out swinging. But the other dude was a little more composed, and I don't think it helped. He was like one of the last, if not the last fight of the day. So,
Right.
he had to been dealing with those nerves. But one thing I noticed was he seemed excited to come back. You know what I'm saying? He seemed excited to rectify it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it is now, So that was pretty dope to see. What about you guys, Chosen? Any fighters or fights that stood out besides yours?
I think the Baby Broly match, that one was nice. A good back and forth. Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, my dog, Baby Broly versus Kong. That was a rematch.
Yeah, that was a badass fight. That was a badass fight. I was going for Brody. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my boy, man. And shout out to Kong. Kong is great as well. We've had both guys on the show before. We had Baby Broly a week before the fight, actually, and hopefully we'll get Kong on soon. But yeah, man, Kong coming off of a KO, his last fight. You know what I'm saying? Baby Broly, he took some time off, and then he finally came back and got him a dub, and they banged it out, man. They banged it out.
Yeah. He had a good strategy, to just a real high guard because Khan just kept throwing the straight shots. He kind of forgot about the body and stuff. So
We worked on it.
yeah. So he had a nice high guard, and once he got inside, the only thing that I feel like maybe Broly should have done a lot more is go to the body a lot more, because every time he got inside, content tended to kind of just like fold it. He will fold, and he'll leave the ribs wide open. I kept yelling, "Go body, uppercut to the body, uppercut." But yeah, he was head hunting quite a bit though. But it was good. But he did great work though.
Yeah. Definitely something we working on. You know what I mean? Getting to the rib cage and like working and staying in that area. You know what I mean? Especially with his height, but also like his skill set. That's right where you want to be. Right where
Exactly.
you want to be. Yeah, that was a hell of a fight, and I was definitely proud of him. But I got to get back to God's Chosen and Island Strong, man. I mean, I said earlier, you guys really defined and showcased what dirty boxing should be. And, just out of curiosity, man, what was it like, exchanging elbows? You know what I'm saying? Like, that had to have been crazy.
Yeah, what's it called? Exchanging elbows. Like I talked about it in the other podcast. I was like, if I get a good, like if I connect real good, like I could have done damage. But I kept trying to connect good, but I couldn't. And you can see in his fight, every time he'll swing, he'll like it looked like his head was pointing down. So I seen hella opening shots. I was like, damn, I don't want to take the risk and hit him in the back of the head. You know, like
Mhm.
there's moments in that fight you can see his head is literally pointing at me, like
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I don't want to hit him. You know, I was trying to find a good way to be able to like hit his face. But I feel like if it was like a real dirty boxing match, like you know where you could hit in the back of the head, basically.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would have hit him in the back of the head a couple of times, but this is not. This is not like
Right.
that. You know, I'm trying to
Right.
make sure everybody goes back home. And
Fact.
yeah, but it was good though. It was nice. I got hit like with a 3 elbow combo. He hit me like 3 times right here. Yeah, it felt pretty good. It felt pretty nice. Haven't had a fight like this in a long time.
I think it's out.
At any point, did you find yourself that there was people telling me he's rocked, he's rocked, he's rocked, and I'm looking and I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I can't really tell if he's rocked or not, but I know he's hurt. Talking about you, and I'm like, I know he's hurt. And then I see you kind of like you were a little wobbly, but you're steady walking forward. And I'm like, nah, he's still about to, on the attack. And then sure enough, you started returning heavy fire. At any point, did you feel rocked? Were you
Nah,
dazed?
I didn't
None?
feel rocked. I didn't feel dazed, nothing like that. I just felt tired. You
Okay.
notice the other events, I didn't sit down once. This event, I sat down. I think it's because I only did 1 week of training. But yeah, I was just so exhausted. That's about it. But I
Okay.
didn't feel rocked. I didn't feel dazed or nothing like that. But I knew I was getting hit, but I didn't feel like real damage like that. But I
Okay.
think I got like I heard the nose crack when he hit me in the nose.
Right.
But other than that, I didn't get dazed or anything like that. Yeah.
And see, you was really red and a little puffy right here. So I'm looking at you and I'm like, I don't know if he is rock like that, but I can't tell. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying? It was just hard to tell, man. But like I said, bro, it was one of them ones, man. I said you guys' fight and another fight had to been like fight of the day. And right now I can't think of that other fight. I know it was good, but yeah, I can't think of that fight right now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he thought you was rock. The man said he wasn't though, man. Man said he wasn't. So I'm gonna roll with you. There's our body can react in a way that seems like we're rock. But I the way I see it, the way I define being rocked, it's a combination of like mind and body where I don't have my balance.
Yeah.
That's being rocked to me. You know what I mean? To where I don't have control of this situation. Now, if my legs are weak or a little rubbery, that's just because I'm tired. That's the situation. That's whatever. But yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. But it could be hard to tell, man. It could be hard to tell, especially two monsters in there. You know, because there's a couple moments I'm looking at Island Strong and I'm like, bro, any given moment, it's over. And he was dodging. I mean, his dodge, his dodge meter was like all the way to a 10. He was
On.
swooping and slipping and ducking, and I'm like, bro, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I had to go up to him and tell him, I said, bro, I'm sorry. I doubted you. I thought it was a mismatch because of the size. Just as much of a dog as you are, I gotta say, Island Strong is a dog, man. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen him perform time and time again. You know what I mean? To the point where there shouldn't be a doubt. So moving forward, there's no doubt. You know what I mean? No doubt in my mind. You
Yeah.
know. Because
My brother,
ironically, yo,
I'm so
training,
sorry. Yeah, man, I'm already late. You know, Olu's gonna kick
it's
my
all
ass,
good,
man.
brother. It's all good. Let the people know where they can find you.
Um, Facebook is Del Brando Acosta, and Instagram is I think Pepita Marañón. I said it in Spanish because that's what it is. So y'all can look it up somehow, some way. But yeah, man. Hey, I'm more than honored, brother, for the invite, being on the show. It was awesome. God's chosen, bro. Hey, good fight, brother. And I'm looking forward to seeing you more out there. And again, bro, thank you guys. I appreciate it, man.
All right, then, bro. I'll holler at
Uh,
you.
Love.
But yeah, though, man. Hell of a fight, brother. Hell of a fight. Any other fights stand out to you that day?
any other fights? Uh, I like the what's his name, King Mercedes. I like that fight. You know, I like the way he had heart. You know, a fighter with
Mercedes.
heart. A fighter with heart. It's a good fighter. You know. Yeah.
Facts. I think Bersetti's got the most heart, bro. I mean, if you look up King Bersetti when you get a chance, bro, every single fight, he's fighting like dogs, bro. He's
Yeah.
fighting dogs and he's giving it his all, bro. He's giving it his all. He's got minimal training. You know, he does what he can. You know, he's kind of in a situation where not a lot of resources are available, but
Yeah.
he shows up and he fights every time, bro. And you know, he's gotten better over time, for sure. But yeah, man, Bersetti's one of those guys, man. And Snowski, the guy he fought,
Yeah.
he's the coldest in the weight class, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah.
he got to be the coldest. You know, that
Yeah.
dude,
His fight with Broke Mark is gonna be a great one. But
bro.
if I was to say who was to like win that, in my perspective, I think Snowski's gonna get that. I think he's gonna get that.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because Snowski's sharper. I ain't gonna say he's sharper, but he's super sharp, super technical. He's got the power,
Yeah.
but can he outlast Broke Mark?
Yeah.
Because Broke Mark, he's a machine.
Yeah.
He may not hit you with a brick wall, but he's gonna continuously hit you.
Yeah. He
You know what I'm
does.
saying? Yeah. So that's gonna be a hell of a fight, bro.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good one. That's this month, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't check the date on that, but it could be. You know, it just really boils down to those two guys' schedules. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Whenever it is, it's gonna be a banger. It's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be a banger. I wanted to ask you, man. You know, after doing dirty boxing, man, do you think is it gonna affect your training at all? You know, like moving forward.
No, it's not gonna affect my training or anything. Like this fight, I seen. You know, like these type of fights help me to understand. You know, and wake. It's a wake up call. Like boxing, even any other fighting sport. You know, not just boxing. It's not no game. You know, something to take serious. Every time a fighter goes in their ring, they're putting their life on the line. You know, even if it's sparring. You know, even if it's training. Any wrong move, any wrong hit, it could be over. And you know, this is a wake up call to me. You know, but I'm just doing this because you know I've been training since I was 19. Now I'm 26, and I really want to get a belt. You know, dirty boxing was never something I intended to do. But when I seen that belt, when I recognized and noticed that how many times that I spent like you know losing time, you know slacking, I was like, no, I need to get myself a belt, and that belt looked pretty nice. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do dirty boxing, get that belt. Once I get that belt, it's over. I'm not doing dirty boxing no more. I'm just sticking to street boxing. Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. I feel that. Makes sense too. Makes sense. Boxing being your actual sport.
Yeah.
I see you posted some footage in the gym, man. And I was like, okay, finally on some, in the real gym, in the real ring, but I couldn't make out who was who because the video was so old. I'm like, wait, which one is? Can't tell. But
What if you see the videos, the one who like is hitting the other person the most, that's how you know who's who. That's me right there.
the
But yeah,
man pieced them up.
yeah, those are old videos from 2024. Yeah, those are old videos from 2024. At that time, I was constantly training, with my old coach I was telling you guys about, Frankie Avalar. But I wish I would have been training like that for these fights. But lately, I haven't had no sparring. I haven't been hitting mitts for like about almost 2 years. Yeah. So lately, the way I've been training these fights is just getting in some miles and punching a punching bag and some shadow boxing. That's all I'd be doing for these fights. I have nobody to hold the mitts for me. I have no sparring partner. But hey, I just come in there with faith and know that no matter what I'm doing, I feel like there's still a possibility for me to be able to win. I don't ever have the doubt in my head being like I'm gonna lose. I just tell myself, if God is with me, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna win. And that's what I've been doing lately. But I just moved back to Vegas. I was staying in Peron. But I just moved back to Vegas. So I don't know. I'm at this point. I'm looking for a job, and soon I might start training with a different coach to get ready for these fights.
That's awesome, man. And then also too, man, I mean, it's Vegas. We got tons of fighters out here. You know what I mean? So, don't feel free to hit anyone up, man, that you feel like, you'd like to get some work with or, possibly, go hit up a gym with or hit up a park or what have you. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people out here, man.
I don't know if you're down, but probably in one of these weeks, me and you and Tinny Tank, probably Broly, we can put in some work together. I don't know if
Yeah.
you seen. I don't know if you've seen those events. Tinny Tank be doing Earn Your Feast. I'm thinking to probably go to one of those.
I'll talk to you about it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Tank's got a whole system program set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I do is a little different. But yeah, man, I mean, if you want to do either or, you're welcome to, for sure.
For
Uh,
sure.
I should be getting with Broly soon and getting with Cimarron soon. So if you're available, I'll hit you up. If you're available, we'll get you out there. If you need help with transportation, I can help you with that.
For sure, bro. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's kind of what it's about. Like it's a community. You know what I mean? So like, what's the point in like everyone being in the same area and like nobody working together? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's this what we're here for. That's what I like to say.
Yeah. And if you think about it, street beefs, we all fight against each other, but it's like we're a family, like a team, because we all fight in the same platform,
Hmm.
And when someone talks about someone from Street Beefs, it's like they're talking about you because
Yep.
you fight in the same platform. So
Yep.
it's good for us to help each other out, because just if someone is down that's in the same platform as you, basically you're putting yourself down. So I
Hmm.
feel like, yeah, and there's nothing but love there, you feel like that energy, you don't see no hate, you don't see like, at the end of the day, there might be some people, saying things in the comments, like jokes and stuff like that. But every time when there's a fight, they always squash it. They always like give each other compliments, dapping each other up, giving each other hugs. But yeah, it's dope. It's really nice.
And it's crazy because like Street Beef started with solving beefs. And, you know, we still have those beef fights where, you know, two guys have an issue, they're trying to solve it. But it's evolved into so much more to where I can't remember the last time we had a beef fight because everyone's coming out to compete. Everyone's coming out to like grow and progress themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I seriously would have to sit here and think about the last time there was a beef, an actual beef match. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. You know, that's good because it just shows growth, and it shows, you know, like it shows a community of guys who really have become fighters. You know what I mean? Like some of us are actual fighters, and then some people you actually see them grow into fighters. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to see that, you know, but like you stick around and you see everyone kind of go through their different phases, you know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing, man. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
But shoot, man, I can't keep you here all night. I just wanted to catch up with you after that banger you just had. And man, I can't wait for the fight to come out. Can't wait for the fight to come out.
For
But
sure.
any last words for the people before I let you go?
I just want to say, you know, like people to get right with God, you know, you don't have to be perfect to get right with God, you know, and I just want to say, you know, for people to repent for their sins, you know, and accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, you know, to get baptized from the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. But yeah, I just want them to be prepared, you know. It's better to be prepared than unprepared. You know, don't do the same what I be doing, you know, like just going in there with 1 week or 2 weeks of training. You know, everything's consistent, you know, and that's what we need to do. You know, everything takes time. The bestest things in life takes time. We gotta have patience. It's like a fighter, you know, all that training, all that discipline. You know, you gotta stay consistent. You know, discipline. You gotta keep going and going, keep training and training. It's the same thing with God. You know, you gotta invest that time. You gotta have patience. But yeah, no one is better than nobody. No, nobody's perfect. You know, but God and the Son, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of people who feel like, you know, their life is over, like they're like useless and stuff like that. But I do this for them too, you know, like I've been in that position before too. But yeah, just for them to see like anybody can become something, anybody can do anything as long as they put their heart, mind, and soul into it. But yeah, there's people out there who think, oh, I did this sin, I can't be forgiven. I don't deserve to be forgiven. Yeah, it's true. You might not deserve to be forgiven. I myself think that I do not deserve to be forgiven. But God chose us, you know. He knew the things we will do, yet he still let us to be able to be born. Because like he says, you know, he knew what you'll do, and he still created you because he's not yet done with you. He has bigger plans for you, you know. But yeah, that's a little message I want to put out there. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
More people need to hear stuff like that, you know, myself included.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you, brother, for blessing us with your time. Great fight once again, and man, we'll have you back on the show once more.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate you though, for real. All the hype you guys give me and stuff like that, and always having me on your podcast is a blessing. It's a big blessing for real. Hoping me to get my name out there, and hoping God's, you know, God's plan, you know, and I appreciate it for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All right, then,
I,
brother. Have you a good night, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Another great episode, y'all. Another great episode. I gotta say, it's a blessing and it's a privilege to be able to do this. Jay, thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to the Dirty South. Shout out to the OG Yard. We do this for y'all. Thank you to my guests, God's chosen. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you to my my guest co-host, Wero, Cimarron. I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to seeing y'all again. And everyone here live, everyone on replay, everyone in the comments, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. We do this for y'all. Shout out to Overtime Hustling Magazine, Heart in the Fight. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, that's about it for me. In Jay's famous words, one world, one love.